Alright, so today we will discuss about the Mara paper 1 for 2019. You can see the MRSM 2019 here. So let me change my color. Yep. So let's begin with the question number 1. Right, for this question number 1, it's not really hard, but then the only challenging is, okay, he give you the median and ask you to find k. This kind of question is quite common, but this question actually they modify a bit, is they actually give you cumulative frequency, because normally it's not cumulative frequency, normally it's frequency. So if this one is cumulative frequency, you kind of need to like find what is the frequency by yourself. So the first one is just, so I kind of need to like find the frequency by myself. So I'm going to call it F here. So the first one is just 6. The second one for this class is basically 16 minus 6, which is 10. This one is 31 minus 16, which is 15. And then this one will be 6. And then this one will be k minus 37. Okay, this is the frequency of each class from the cumulative frequency. And then we definitely know the median formula. The median formula will be L plus lower boundary of the median class, and then plus n over 2 minus cumulative frequency before the median class over frequency of median class multiply class size. Alright, this is the median formula. So basically I will plug in, because the question tell me the median mark is 63.5. If the median mark is 63.5, then I know this one will be my median class. Because what? 63.5 is between 60 to 69, right? Right, so if this one is the median class, let me write my median is 63.5. Then I want to find the lower boundary. Lower boundary is 60 plus 59 divided by 2, which is 59.5. Plus n over 2. The n over here will be my total frequency. My total frequency basically is a k. They already plus for me already, right? So it's k over 2. Minus cumulative frequency before the median class. If this is the median class, the cumulative frequency before the median class will be, will be both of these, right? Or you can straight away take the 16. So minus 16 over frequency of the median class, which is 15, and multiply with the class size. Class size basically do the upper bound minus lower bound, which is in order to find the C here, which is like upper bound is 69.5 minus lower bound 59.5, which is 10. Alright, so class size is just 10, and then basically you just solve this equation, you should be able to get the answer. So 63.5 minus 59.5, which is 4, and then I will multiply 15 divided by 10, and then I will plus 16 and then multiply by 2. Yeah, basically I straight away move everything one by one, and then until I got a k, and then I just type everything into a calculator here. So 4 multiply 1.5 plus 16, and then multiply 2. So I guess the k is just 44. Alright, so yep, I hope you can understand it. It's not really hard, this one. Okay, for the next one here, so the class 5 beta consists of n students and 21 of them are boy. Is given 15 out of 28 students who wear glasses are boy. If the student from the class is randomly selected, the probability that the student is girl who does not wear glasses is 3 over 20. This question actually is the question I spent most among the 25 questions, because it's a little bit confused to me, but then after that I understand already, then it's still fine. I mean, it should be okay. Alright, so over here I will do the tree diagram. I have boy and girl, and then I have boy who actually wearing the class, the boy doesn't wearing the class, girl wearing the class, the way doesn't wearing the class, the girl doesn't wearing the class. Alright, so over here we have some information. First thing is we have n student, n will be the boy plus girl. So 21 of them are boys, so I know boy over here is 21. But tree diagram normally we will write the probability, so it's over n. So what's the number of girl here? Total is n, right? So n minus 21 will be the number of girl divided by n. Alright, and then I would say This sentence is the very tricky. 15 out of 28 students who wear class are boy. Yeah, because at first I thought this one is the probability. And then I realized this is not the probability. This one actually is the information. So in order to do this information, right, you kind of understand like 15 out of 28 students who wear class are boy. So that means over here, boy over here, you have the number of boy who wear glasses, which is 15 here. So that means for the girl who wear glasses will be 28 minus 15, right? Then you get 13. So that means you have 13 girl actually wear glasses. So because this sentence, they say 15 out of 28 who wear glasses can be boy or girl, right? So if boy is 15, then girl will be another side, which is 13. Because total you should have 28 of them actually wear glasses. Alright, then over here, because I know boy, we have 21 boy, isn't it? Because right now you have 15 boy who wear glasses, so does not wear glasses will be 6. Alright, and then this one, if you ask me about the probability, it will be over 21. This one also over 21 because you have 21 boy, isn't it? Alright, then for the girl here, okay. So over here we have one more sentence. They say the student, that the probability that the student is a girl who does not wear glasses is 3 out of 20. So that means if I girl and does not wear glasses, this one I call it x. Basically n minus 21 over n, and then multiply x. I should get the probability 3 over 20. Because this is the girl and does not wear glasses over here. I do not know what is the exact value here. Because I do not know what is the number of girl. The number of girl basically is n minus 21, right? This is the number of girl. And then in order to get this number over here, what I will do is I will use the total number of girl, which is n minus 21. And then I will minus 13 because 13 is wearing glasses, right? And then over the total number of girl is n minus 21. Alright, so this is my x, right? So what I will do over here is I will substitute this number into here. Minus 21 minus 13 is minus 34, isn't it? Over n minus 21. And then I should get 3 over 20. Alright, and over here I simplify this one and this one. It's the same thing. I can cut. And then I multiply my n to the other side. I basically, let me do on the top here. So I get n minus 34 will equals to 3 over 20n. Alright, so n minus 3 over 20n equals to 34. So this one I just minus this 1n, isn't it? Minus it, I should get 17 over 20n equals to 34. Then n actually equals to 34 multiply 20 over 17. So total number should be 40. Because this one cut, you got 2, right? So total number of students will be 40. Right, so okay, I hope at least you know what is happening here. I think this one actually make more sense. I actually check out the marking scheme. The marking scheme basically they do something like n minus 15 minus 6 and then minus 13. And then you got this one, right? And then divided by n equals to 3 over 20. Yeah, you can do whatever according to the marking scheme, but then I prefer doing this way, right? Because yeah, it makes more sense in the tree diagram. So I hope you should be able to understand. If you cannot, maybe you can watch the replay. Right. For question number 3 here. Yep. Wait, sir. Yeah. If you have anything you still do not understand, maybe you can watch the replay. Right. Okay, for these questions, if the exam saw this type of question, I rather skip. Yup. So, okay. So let's have a look at this question. This one look like a bell-shaped diagram. In fact, this is the bell-shaped diagram. But then it's a bit tricky. This is the x value. So this one is not the standard normal distribution. This one is just a normal distribution. So if this one is the x over here, I want to tell you something is the middle value will be always the mean. If this one is x, alright? Because normally our x-axis over here will be z standard score. So therefore, your mean over here is 5.2. Alright, because if in the standard score, this value is 0. And then this one will be z, right? Definitely your curve shouldn't touch it. You have something like this. Alright, then middle will be 0. You see over here the middle is not 0 because it's the mean. Because how are you going to change the mean into the standard score? What you're doing is you want to change the standard score, you do x minus mean over standard deviation, doesn't it? So imagine if my x value is 5.2 and my mean over here is 5.2 divided by standard deviation 1.2. So you can see actually I get 0 at the middle. So basically what I want to say is whatever value at the middle for your normal distribution graph, the middle one is the mean. Alright, so they ask you to find the z score when mass is 6.7. They want to know what is this z score. So basically z will equals to, you know this one is the x value, right? X minus mean over standard deviation. Alright, just use the formula. It should be easy to understand. And then divided by 1.2. So you should get 1.25. So therefore I should have a value like this, which is 1.25. Alright, then okay. Then they ask you to find the value when z is less than 6.7. So we know basically x is less than 6.7. We want to solve this, we kind of need to change this one into a standard score, isn't it? Alright, so did I do 5.5? I thought just now I do 5.7, 6.7. 6.7 minus 5.2 divided by 1.2. Yeah, 1.25 is correct. So I will change this one to the z here. So we know x change to z, we will do the same thing. So therefore it's less than 1.25. Alright, 1.25 basically will be this area, isn't it? So you know this area basically is more than 0.5 already. If this value is more than 0.5, so what you can do is you kind of need to use a total, which is 1 minus the red color region, which is this one. So what is this? This one is basically z is bigger than 1.25, isn't it? Bigger, positive, we can find the z value table. Alright, so you guys can't hear me? Is it? Yeah, the volume, just increase the volume, you can hear lah. So yeah, it should be okay because over here I can monitor my volume also. My volume actually is like quite okay. Alright, then I want to check what is 1.25. So let me just scroll down to see what is 1.25. I hope this one do give a z value table. Okay, we don't have z value table here. Okay, maybe I will just use the calculator. Yeah, or some of you can actually help me to type what is 1.25 here. Yeah. I do hope I have the z value table here. Do I have? Yeah, you should have. Yep, I have z value table here. So nice. Yeah, some of you actually help me to find 0.1056. Then you use the calculator, you will get 0.8944, isn't it? Let me just double confirm 1.25. Yep, it's correct. Okay, so yeah, this is how you do this kind of questions. So yeah, it shouldn't be too difficult. Alright, this one, the second part is a little bit hard. So basically, this diagram actually shows the reward the Madam Nurin prepared for her student who excels in an MF test. So Daniel and Afan are the two top scholars in the test. So Daniel, who scored the highest mark, is allowed to choose first. He can choose 2 items from each box. Find a number of different ways he can choose his reward. So over here, actually drinks here, we have 5, isn't it? Chocolate, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 chocolate. And then this one, I guess, is a milk. We have 5 milk over here. So if Daniel want to choose 2 from each box over here, basically this is just 5c2 multiply 7c2 multiply 5c2. That means each of here, then you're going to choose 2 here, choose 2 here, choose 2 here. So just like that, and then you just multiply them, because total the Daniel actually will get 6 over here. So 5c2 multiply 7c2 multiply 5c2 should be 2100. Alright, so this one should be still quite okay. Alright, and then for the Afan who scored the second highest mark, it's asked to choose next. So choose next, this is an important keyword. Choose next means what? Means after Daniel choose already, the chocolate over here only left 3. I mean, the drinks here left 3. The chocolate will left 5. And then milk actually will left 3. Because each of the reward here actually like got 2 already taken by the Daniel over here. Okay, so okay, he can choose from any of the 2 boxes and take only 1 item from those boxes. That means over 3 boxes over here, he will only choose 2. And then each of the 2 here, he's going to pick 1 inside it, from it. He's going to pick 1 from it. So what I want to do here is, okay, maybe I'm going to label this one at the item A, B, and C. So this is what happens, because from the A, B, C here, the Daifan will only choose either AB, AC, or BC. So over here, what I want to do is actually work out. So if Ifan choose AB, or the Ifan choose AC, okay, or you can choose BC, because it's any of 2, isn't it? So what happened is, okay, if I choose A and B over here, if I choose A, 3 items here, I will choose 1. And 5 items here, I will choose 1. Then multiply them. If I choose A and C, 3 items here, I will choose 1. And 3 items here, I will choose 1 and multiply them. And if I choose B and C, 5 items here, I will choose 1. And 3 items here, I will choose 1. Okay, because this is all the possibility. He can choose from 3 out of the 2 boxes. So basically, what I will do here is I will just like separate them. Okay, so over here, this one will give me 15. This one will give me 9. This one will give me 15. So I plus together, I will get 39. So 39 should be my final answer. This is how I will choose them. Alright, so okay, so yeah, I hope you can understand. Okay, why can't you do 3C2? Because 3C2 is something like this. From 3 of them, you randomly will choose 2. Okay, it's nice. But then you do not know which 2 you choose. Because over here, each of the different box will have the different number of the reward. So if you do the 3C2, actually it's like quite hard for you to specify which box you want to take 1. So normally I prefer, in this kind of complicated case, I prefer I do it separately. Alright, so yep. So I hope you can understand. If you don't understand, maybe you can ask me again. Is U3C2, then it's not specified on which box. Because 3C2 is like 3 boxes, I randomly choose 2 boxes. And then from the 2 boxes over there, I need to choose 1 inside from it. Because each of the box will have different item. So you can do 3C2, and then you assume you choose A and B. Then you do 3C1 and 5C1. It doesn't make sense, because what if you choose until box A and C? Because they have a different item. So I prefer you actually do separately. And even I check the marking scheme, the marking scheme also can't like do all together. So I guess the separate is the only way to do. Why don't add AB plus AC plus BC? Yeah, because I actually add, this is the case of AB, right? If I choose AB, I will have 15. If I choose AC, I have 9. If I choose BC, I have 15. I add all of them. So therefore, the final answer is 39. Because it's all right. Because 3 choose 2, right? You can get from the box AB or box AC or box BC, right? And you know all basically you need to plus all of them. Correct or not? I said and you multiply all, you plus all of them, because it's alternative, right? So all the alternative, basically you need to add all of them together. Alright, so Okay, what about BACA? Because you imagine, is the box AB and box BA is the same? It's the same, right? Because in this case, arrangement doesn't matter. Because if today you choose from the box BA, you still have 5 chocolate and 3 drinks. And AB and BA is the same. So in this case, we no need to do the combinations. Alright, I hope you get it. Alright, so let me move on. Okay, number 5 here. Okay, if given a 97% of the microwave oven produced by a factory approved by a quality control unit, is 7 microwave oven are chosen at random, find the probability that at most 1 microwave oven is rejected by the quality control units. So over here, what you need to do, what I understand is, okay, so basically now my P is 97. 97% is 97 over 100, right? So it's 0.97. Okay, this P over here is basically is approved. So therefore Q will be reject, right? Reject is just 1 minus P, so which is 0.03. Q will be rejected. Alright, and we know our N is 7 because basically they choose from the 7 over here. Find the probability that at most, so that means maximum 1 will be rejected. If maximum 1 will be rejected means what? Means you need to approve 6 or beyond, right? So I will say X must be bigger or equals to 6. That means this one is X equals to 6 plus X equals to 7. Okay, when X equals to 6 over here, because I have 7 over, right? If I approve 6, basically means I reject 1, isn't it? If I approve 7, means I reject 0, right? Because over here they say maximum only can reject 1. So I can only reject 1 or 0. So therefore, I can do like this. Or you can change your P and Q value, make the P equals to 0.03, Q equals to 0.97. You can do like that. But yeah, I just do like this. It's easier for me. Then I sub in the formula. Formula is NCR, PR, QN minus R. Right, I just sub into this formula. 7C6, 0.97 power of 6, and then 0.03 power of 1, plus this one is 7C7, 0.97 power of 7, and 0.03 power of 0. Okay, so basically I just plug in everything and then I should be able to do the calculator. So 7C6 multiply 0.97 power of 6 and then multiply 0.03 plus 0.97 power of 7. So I get 0.9829. 9829. Alright, this is how we do this kind of questions. Need to do both because it's either 1 rejected or 0 rejected. Yeah, thanks for helping me to answer because you have to do both. Alright, so if you want to do the 7C1 and 7C0, you can do that also. But you need to change your approve and reject. I will do the P equals to 0.03. Then I will do the Q. Because P is the item you want. So if I do P, this one means 6 approve. Because the number R here, it basically is based on my P value. So if your P value you change to reject, then you can do the 7C1. So this one change to 0.97. Alright, then you can do at most is 1 rejected, right? That means X must be less or equals to 1. Then you will do X equals to 0 plus X equals to 1. Yeah, you can do like this and you still will get the same result with me. I'm very sure because both is the same thing. Yeah, you can do X equals to 0, X equals to 1, but you need to change your P value. If my P value is the value of rejected here, then this value here is rejected. Because just now my P value is the value of approved, so I cannot use the 1 and 0. Okay, I hope you can understand that. Is it necessary to have 4 significant figures? Yes, I guess for MF, 4 significant figure is a minimum requirement. Because you go to STPM, maybe you are up to 6. So yeah, more decimal means you will get better value. Normally, I don't remember significant figure. Normally, I will do 4 decimal place for this kind of value. Alright, so what chair are you using? Are you using the Secret Lab? Yep, if you want to see, I can show you. Yep, it's a Secret Lab. Yeah, it's quite comfortable. Yeah, quite expensive. I bought about, I don't know, it's 1,500, 1,600. But they give you a lot of warranty. Yeah, and yeah, you know, actually I spend my free time play games. So yeah, lots of my gaming friend recommend this chair, so I just try it out. Okay, so let's have a look on the question 6 here. A cylindrical container with the radius P is being filled up with the water, and then at the rate of this one. So you can see cm cube and per second. So this one definitely we know is the dV dt, because cm cube for volume and dt is for s-1. So it's pi over p. Alright, so find the rate of change in terms of P of the water level. So basically right now you have a cylinder here. And this cylinder, the water level over here, I'm going to call it as the, I don't know, is the question say any value for, we know radius is P. Water level is, maybe I call the water level here as X, because the question doesn't specify here. So therefore, they ask to find the rate of change of the water level. So I will say they ask about dx dt. Because water level is x and then rate is the dt. So I need to form the chain rule from it. So the chain rule over here should be dx and dt. And then this one should be dv and dv. Alright, so okay, then what I want to do is I need to form the volume of the cylinder, which is pi r, okay, my r is p, right? Pi r square h. So water level basically will be x here. So when I do the dv dx here, basically is pi p square. Alright, and do I have my p value here? Yeah, I don't have my p value, so it's fine. So therefore, dx dv, this is over 1, right? Will be 1 over pi p square. So this one is 1 over pi p square. And my dv dt I already have is pi over p. So pi and pi I simplify. Then I get 1 over p cube. Yeah, I get this is my rate of change of the water level. Yeah, I would say this question is a little bit confused because in this question, right, you don't have the x value or p value. But normally, rate of change question, they will give you the p value over here. But in this question, they doesn't say. Alright, yeah, I guess some of you discuss about my game thing. Yeah, it's fine. Let's focus back to this paper. Why P is a radius? P is a radius is given, it's not Y. You read the first sentence here with a radius P. Okay, so yeah, if you do not understand this question, might be quite hard for you also. Alright, so let's move on to the next one. Okay, find the equation of the tangent. So I said equation of tangent, you can always follow my step. First step, dy dx. Second step, sub x value into dy dx. Then you will get the gradient of tangent. Then the third step, form the equation y minus y1 equals to mx minus x1. Alright, just follow these three steps. You can always easily get your equation of tangent. So first step is I will do the dy dx. So dy dx will give me negative 9x squared plus 3. Second step, I will sub my x value into my dy dx, which is x equals to 1. So my gradient of tangent is negative 9 plus 3, which is negative 6. Alright, then the last step, I will form the equation y minus negative 5 equals to negative 6 x minus 1. So it's y plus 5 equals to negative 6x plus 6. Then y equals to negative 6x minus 5 plus 1. Done. Alright, so basically, you can just follow my step. If you want to find equation of tangent, you can always do that. Actually, it's quite easy. Alright, so yeah, shouldn't have any problem because this question is actually quite easy. Do you plan to do video about STPM MFT? Yes, actually I plan to do a pre-U videos, but then yeah, I plan to do A-level or STPM, but then yeah, need to discipline myself to because I need to study before I make because yeah, I like more than 10 years I never touched about my STPM. I kind of forget everything already. Alright, so let's move on. Alright, okay. This question, because they don't give you a GX, in fact you don't actually need to know GX. Alright, so I will integrate 0, 3. And then for x over 2 minus, okay, this one, the 3 over 4, because I have 3 GX over there, I will just split the 3 over 4 become 1 over 4 multiply 3 GX. Because 1 over 4 times 3 is still 3 over 4, right? It doesn't change much over here. So I will do like this first. And then I will integrate both of these. So I integrate x over 2 minus, I will put the 1 over 4 outside, I will integrate 3 GX. In dx for both lah, definitely. Alright, so when I integrate the 3 GX, what happened is, integrate mid d dx, I can actually simplify them, right? So yeah, integrate x squared over 2 is, integrate x over 2 is just x squared over 4. Alright, this is 3, 0, minus the 1 over 4 here. If I integrate 3 GX, I will get back this exactly the same thing, right? Which is x squared minus 1 over 3x plus 1. Alright, so from 0 and 3. Yeah, just like that. And then you just substitute in. Alright, so then I will just sub in. This is 9 over 4 minus 0. And then minus 1 over 4. This one is x squared is 9. 9 minus 1 is 8. 9 plus 1 is 10. Minus sub in the 0 is negative 1 over 1. Alright, so yeah, just type everything in the calculator lah. Should actually help you. 9 over 4 minus 1 over 4. 8 over 10 plus 1. Alright, then yeah, let the calculator do the works. Yeah, I lazy use my brain. This is 18 over 10, isn't it? So yeah, you got 9 over 5 as your final answer. Why you differentiate the volume, sir? Yeah, for last question, right? Because in order to get the dvdx, because I have the dvdx in my change rule, if I didn't differentiate the volume, I couldn't get the dvdx. Alright, so yep, in this case, actually, you don't actually do the integration. You realize I solved the whole integration questions without really integrate much. Yeah, actually, you do the integration only for the x over 2. You only do the integration for this part, isn't it? Yeah, and then you doesn't actually integrate the 3gx. You simplify the integrate 3gx over here to get the value after you integrate. That means if I integrate 3gx, I should get this thing. Alright, so you should know the difference over here. Okay, so yeah, this question is not very hard, so I'm going to move on. Alright, find the unit vector of Rs. So I need to do the Rs first. Rs is Ro plus Os. Is Ro plus Os. Okay, just in case some students do not know why is Ro plus Os, I teach you something is, if this is Rs, right, that means your vector must start with R, and end with S, And then this middle, these two, must be the same one. Must be O and O. These two must be the same. So imagine it's the middle O, you can cut it, you get back Rs. So this is how I actually do this thing quickly. So Ro and Or, you should know the relationship is a negative. So it's negative 2, negative 3, plus Os, which is 7, 9. So this one will give me negative 2 plus 7, 5, 6. Alright, and then they ask me to find a unit vector. So I kind of need to find the magnitude of Rs first. Why I want to find the magnitude? Because unit vector of Rs is actually equals to vector of Rs over magnitude of Rs. So this is the formula. So I kind of need to find the magnitude first. Magnitude basically doing Pythagoras. 5 squared plus I mean 5 square plus 6 square. So, okay, 25 plus 36. Is it 61? Yeah, should be. Alright, so therefore, I want to find a unit vector of RS. Is this one is 1 over 60 square root 61, right? And then multiply my RS 5 6. Yeah, I believe you can leave like this, but if you want to like substitute it in, yeah, you can do that. Then you will get something like 5 over square root 61, 6 over square root 61. Yeah, if you want to substitute in, you can always do like that. Yeah, so just in case some students, like AB will always equals to negative BA. So basically, if you change AB to BA, you just swap them, you have to add a negative phrase. We must put I and J. Not necessary, unless the question asks you or leave your answer in AI plus BJ. Okay, unless the question asks you to leave your answer like this, then you cannot leave in the column vector, or else I'm so lazy to write IJ, I will just skip the IJ. Can you do O-level paper? Yeah, maybe I will do another O-level MF paper on the Monday night, because the Singapore there, they have paper 2 exam on Tuesday. So yeah, but Monday I have class, so I'm not sure what time I can do on Monday for the O-level, but you just stay tuned here. If I have, then I will announce at my YouTube or my Facebook. You don't need to expand the bracket, right? Yeah, I believe both answers should be okay. Yeah, for me both also I will mark correct. I'm from MRSM. It's good to have you explain it deeper. Yeah, hi. I'm so happy I'm a student from Mara. Alright, so yeah, thank you. I love you. Yeah, I love you too. Alright, number 10 here. The diagram 3 actually show the graph of the straight line. So you have a fx and then you have the curve which is gx. So over here I know this one is my fx and this curve will be my gx. So the point is negative 3, 2 lies on the straight line. Alright, so we have everything here. Alright, so what the question want? The question basically asks you to integrate gx from 0 to 2. And then they tell you the area is negative 13 over 3. Alright, so first thing is when I integrate the gx from 0 to 2, do you see dy? dy basically, this 0 and 2, both of these is the y value. You see dy over there, both of these basically is a y value. So that means my y value from 0 to 2 for this curve. So basically this area over here. And why you have the negative for your area is because it's on your left hand side of the y-axis, because at the negative zone. But when we do area, even though the value have negative, we need to change it back to the positive, because we are actually, area should be in the positive, isn't it? So I know this area is basically 16 over 3. You see, I actually ignore the negative here. Okay, then what I do next is they ask you to find the area of region represented by this one minus this one. Okay, so we have the integrate gx, which is this one is actually quite easy. We already got it, which is 16 over 3. Now we want to find this area. Okay, this area is dy also, right? So dy 0 and 2 is a y value. So this is a straight line. So it's straight line from 0 to 2. Basically, I'm getting this trapezium. I hope you should be able to see this trapezium. So if I minus it, I'm getting this area over here. This is the area I want to find. This is the area I want to find, which is the red one. So basically, I need to know what is my area of trapezium. So I have this coordinate. The negative 4 tell me my trapezium here. Because this is negative 4, this is 4 units. And then this is negative 3, this is 3 units. Height will be 2. So my trapezium is half a plus b multiply height, right? Minus it. So yeah, I just minus it. I should be able to get the answer. So it's 7 minus 16 over 3. So my answer should be 5 over 3. Alright, if you want to write the unit, you can just write the unit square here. Alright, so yeah, I hope you can understand it. Yeah, basically, if I integrate a straight line, let's say I integrate a straight line like this. Let's say I integrate from 1 to 4, and here is dx. Let's say this is my fx, fx here. So basically, I will, if this is dx here, I take my value from 1 to 4. And then this is from this area all the way down to the x-axis. Alright, so if dy, that's mean all the way to the y-axis. So let's say I want to find, let's say from 1 to 3 for fx dy. Then I need to find where is my 1 and 3 for the curve. So let's say this is 1, this is 3. So that means I from the line toward the y-axis, I will stop at the y-axis. Alright, I hope you at least you get the idea how to read the integration. Alright, so yep, this question 3 mark is not too bad. Alright, so you have two graph over here, y equals to sine x. Why no need to integrate? Okay, why no need to integrate? Let me explain again. Because in this question, you don't have the equation of gx and you don't have the equation of fx. Even you want to integrate, there's no equation for you to integrate. So this question is not about integration skill. It's about understand how integration, how to integrate, how the integration convert it into the area. So it just tests how much you understand, because when we integrate f or integrate g, we're getting the area. But this question actually want to test, can you understand which area they want to find or not? Alright, so therefore the dx and dy actually do have some meaning. Dx means they will integrate from the line toward the x-axis. Dy means they will integrate toward the y-axis. And then the limit over there, dy, that means it's a y-coordinate. Dx, it will be the x-coordinates. Right, so yeah, if you do not understand, you need to go to check out some integration video. So can you re-upload the live? Yeah, this live will re-upload to my channel, no worry. Alright, so for this question, you have two equations, sine theta and negative half cos theta. And they ask you to find an intersection point P and Q. You know basically intersection point, I said many times, is basically simultaneous. Sub first equation into the second equation. So this is sine theta equals to negative half cos theta. And you see one equation, you have sine and cos, you have to think about tangent. Because what? Tangent is the only thing can link sine and cos together. Because tangent is sine over cos, isn't it? So when you see sine and cos in one equation, think about tangent. Alright, so I will divide cos here. So sine theta over cos theta will equals to negative half. And then tangent theta equals to negative half. And when I have negative on the other side, I will find reference angle first. How to find reference angle? Move your tangent to the other side, inverse it, do the positive half. This is how I do. Your teacher might teach you different way, but I prefer using these methods. And then because this one give me degree, I want to make sure my calculator in degree. So it's 26.57 degree. Alright, this is reference angle. This is not my theta. Alright, this is just a reference angle for me to refer. Then I will draw out this one, add sugar to coffee. And then analyze myself. Which quadrant actually will give me tangent negative? So tangent will get negative in second and fourth. So in the second is basically we call it 180 minus theta. 180 minus theta. Fourth quadrant is 360 minus theta. So I can find my theta easily. Do the 180 minus 26.57. And then I do the 360 minus 26.57. Alright, then I use a calculator. I should be able to get 143.43. And then this one should be 333.43. Alright, so yeah, this is how we solve this kind of question. Yeah, actually I have flu today, but I just took my medicine, so I a little bit tired right now. So you can realize today I'm less excited. Yeah, so but I'm fine, no worry. Why sine negative half? Basically the negative half is from the equation, and sine over cos is equal to tangent. So that finding tangent means intersections between sine and cos. Yes, you are right. Because basically, if I want to find the intersection between sine curve and cos curve, basically I sub the equation of the sine and cos together. When I sub together, when I get these two values will be my intersection point. 153.43 and 333.43. Because when I sub the y1 into the y2, I'm finding the intersection point. Intersection amongst both curve, both graph. Alright, so just in case you don't get it, yeah, this is how I would do it. Basically, I sub into each other. The degree he got is the value P and Q. Yes, the answer I got is the value P and Q. Alright, so should be okay. So I move on to the next one. Yeah, this question at first I thought it's very hard because I see a lot of diagram over there, but then NRSM is quite easy. So the diagram 5 actually shows a piece of land owned by the Park Zahid. So in the shape of a semicircle, PQR with the center O. So PTS with the center P, and then fenced by the barbed wire for his livestock cattle. So the length of the PT and the length of the RTTS is 54 and 9 pi over here, respectively. So the remainder of the area is planned with the Nepal grass. So for the cattle food. So that means for all these count to eat. Alright. So basically OS is the entrance to the barn, and its length is 4 meters. So here is 4 meters. Alright, so if the cost of hiring the worker to cut off the glass is 20 cents per meter square, and then find the cost the Park Zahid has to bear. So that means how much cost he actually have to pay if like each meter square is 20 cents. So basically right now my objective is to get the shaded region. So in order to get this shaded region, right, so my first logic is I'm going to use the semicircle minus the sector. Right, so in order to get a semicircle, we kind of need to know the radius. So because this whole thing is 54, right, and this is 4, so the radius for the semicircle is 50. And second thing, in order to find the area of the sector, the formula is half r squared theta. I need to know what is the theta here. So I want to find the angle. So if I want to find the angle over here, I have the arc length, right? S equals to r theta. My arc length is 9 pi. My r is 54. And I can find my theta. So theta basically is 9 divided by 54. So it's pi over 6. Alright, then I have every information ready. Then I find semicircle. Semicircle is half pi r square. Half pi r is 50 square. Minus area of sector is half r. My r is 54 in the sector. You should be able to see. Theta is pi over 6. And then before I got my final answer over here, I will always want to check does the question give me the pi value? Because sometimes they tell you pi is 3.142. You kind of need to use the pi over here. Yeah, in this case, they tell you pi is 3.142. That means you cannot type the pi into your calculator, and then you will get too accurate answer. At the end, you might lose some mark over here. And then some student might think, should you change your calculator to radian in order to solve this? No, you shouldn't. Because what? I will only care about radian or degree when I see the equation have sine, cos, and tangent. You will see that my whole equation, do you see any sine, cos, tangent there? No. So if you doesn't see any sine, cos, tangent over there, so basically, yeah, you do not need to change your calculator to radian. And you might ask, if I solve s equals to r theta, bro, if I doesn't change, maybe my theta value is different. No, your theta value will be still the same, because in order to use this formula, the theta that's set already is the radian. In order to use this formula, degree you sub into this formula is wrong one, because both of s equal to r theta and a equal to half r squared theta, both formula, the theta set already is radian. So when you solve like this, you automatically, your value you get is a radian. Okay, so yeah, then you type in the calculator, should be able to get the final answer. So remember to use 3.142, okay, times 3.142 multiply 50 square minus 1 over 2 times 54 square multiply 3.142 divided by 6. Okay, I kind of get 3163.994 meter square. So each meter square going to charge me 20 cents. Then I need to know how much I need to pay. So I have this meter square. I'm going to multiply 20 cents because I want to know how much I need to pay for the worker. So I multiply 0.2. So basically I need to pay about 632 ringgit and 80 cents. Alright, you just simplify it, it should be okay. Can you use the math formula to do, for me I will not use the math formula. Even though you use the math formula, you will still get the correct answer, because when the examiner mark the exam paper, then I guess they will follow the marking scheme. And you follow the marking scheme, definitely they will write out the working for the MF formula. So yeah, I guess in order to make the examiner easiest to mark your paper, you better use back the MF formula. May I know when this will be re-uploaded? I guess it's about 12 a.m. later. Should we round off? Does this question say need to round off? No, this question doesn't say want to round off. So for the ringgit or dollar, for the money, I will always leave in 2 decimal place, because in real life we can have 2 decimal place, right? So I will not round off unless the question say round off to the nearest ringgit. Then I will round off to 633, or else I will just leave like this. Okay, you got it? I hope you got it. Alright, let's have a look on the question 13. Yeah, for the question just now, actually it's quite easy. I do not know, explain again. What should I explain? Just keep it to the pi over 6. Yeah, you can keep it in the pi over... Okay, let's clarify something. You can leave it in pi over 6, or you want to change it into decimal. Yeah, you can always do that. But make sure you take at least like 4 decimal place. Then can keep your answer more accurate. What about if I flip like plus minus 0.1? Yeah, I guess a plus minus 0.1 should be okay. Yeah, but okay, normally what I will do for like a lot of decimal question is, normally I will at least take 3 to 4 decimal before my final answer. Normally I will round off to 2 decimal at my final answer, but before that I try to take as many decimal as possible to get the most accurate answer. But like pi over 6, this kind of value we call exact value, because what's so good about exact value is it's very, very accurate, the exact value. So if you ask me, should I take exact value or I take decimal? Definitely, if possible, I take the exact value, because the exact value is the most accurate value. But because over here they tell you pi is 3.142, that means you can actually type 3.142 over 6, it's fine. Alright, so depend on you, but yeah, I try to get an accurate answer. If I change it to decimal, will the answer not accurate? So yeah, you change it to the decimal, the answer will be less accurate. So that's why I always recommend my students to take 4 decimal, because in marking scheme they will not take more than 4 decimal. So if you take 4 decimal, your answer will still be very accurate. So I have to go. I will watch the re-upload video. Yeah, sure, you can watch it later. Alright, so okay, V and W's are 2 endpoints, and the diameter of the circle, okay, they are the diameter of the circle, and Q is moving point. It's a moving point on the circumference of the circle. So when you see moving point in your MF over here, basically you know it's a locus. Only the locus will use the word moving point. I don't believe you will see moving point and other topic. So you know this is locus. So basically right now you have a circle. Because this is diameter, right? So you see diameter, you should be able to guess about circle, because only circle have diameter, isn't it? So the diameter itself, you have W and V, which is 4.2 and negative 2.10. And then this is the locus Q. So in order to get locus Q, we know in locus, right, there's one way to get the circle, which we want to say is the distance of, okay, let's say from the center point. Center point, I will call it as a, actually it's not the center point, but just a center point over here is a midpoint. I will call M. So I know MQ must equals to certain distance. This is how we actually get the equation of locus. So, and of course, the distance over here is my R over here. So right now, what I want to do over here is I want to find the distance of VW, and then I divide 2, then I can actually get my R, because this is my R, right? So if I do MQ equals to R, basically I get the equation of a circle. Alright, so yep, I changed to decimal place, but my final answer is 632.7. If you get 632.7, are you using pi as a 3.142, or you type the pi into your calculator? Yeah. If you change to 3.142, then you should be get quite accurate answer. Or else I guess maybe they can accept 632.7. Yep, this one you have to do the midpoint and distance formula at the same time. So I'll find distance first. Alright, distance, I just use the distance formula. X minus x squared plus y minus y squared. Alright, this one is basically square root of 36 plus 64, which is square root of 100, and which is 10. So if the distance is 10, then my radius will be 5. Alright, how to get R is just 10 over 2, alright? You get 5. Alright, so, and then the second thing is I need to know the midpoint M. So in order to get the midpoint M, I will just do 4 plus negative 2 over 2 to get my midpoint M, alright? This M is not the gradient, okay, don't write M, okay, I write midpoint. Alright, then 10 plus 2 over 2. So this one should give me 1, 6. Alright, so therefore, in order to get the locus Q, I know MQ must always equal to 5, because this is always 5, right? You can see always is 5, because 5 is a radius. M is the so-called the center point. Alright, so then I will use the locus, use the distance formula. So MQ equals to 5, so I will say Q is just XY, alright? So I will say X minus 1 square plus Y minus 6 square equals to 5. So yeah, expand it, X squared minus 2X plus 1 plus Y squared minus 12Y plus 36 equals to 25. How to get 25? Move the square root to the other side. And then I will solve this one. X squared plus Y squared minus 2X minus 12Y. This is 37. 37 plus 12 equals to 0. Alright, this one will be my equation of the locus. Teacher, do you know what will be the syllabus for the next year from 4? I haven't checked yet, but I guess you can easily Google it out about next year from 4 syllabus, or you can go buy any reference books. Then yeah. Okay, I use pi as 3.142. Then your answer should be quite accurate. I guess they should have the range. Plus minus 0.1 should be fine. Yeah, for the Aislinn Chong, yeah, you shouldn't be too worried about that. Yeah, this one is basically the locus question, but because it's a circle, so we kind of need to find the center point. Alright, so yeah, should be okay, right? So let me move on to the next one. Alright, this question tell me OP equals to that one, OQ equals to another one. Alright, so I will let OP become 3-1. Okay, which is 3A plus 1B. Alright, top is A, bottom is P. Bottom is B. So my OQ is basically 2 and negative 2. Because you substitute in, you get 2A minus 2B, right? Yep. Alright, then my OR is basically 4. Because I'm very lazy to write A and B, so I actually just simplified them into this pattern. Why you cannot direct use the distance formula? Yeah, you direct use the distance formula, you basically get the distance 10. But you do not want to use the 10, right? Because right now you need to find an equation of locus. And then you might think, can you actually sub 2 coordinates into the general equation of locus? You can't, because you have too many unknowns, but you only have 2 coordinates. So in that question, you have kind of no choice. You need to find the midpoint, and then you need to find the radius. Alright, so let me move on. So the question asked me to find QR. So equals to QO plus OR. So QO over here is opposite, right? So it's -2, +2. OR is 4, 4. So this one should be 2, 6. Alright, then I want to find PQ because I want to find the relationship between them. So do PQ first is PO plus OQ. PO will be -3, -1. OQ will be 2 and -2. So I solve this one. I should be able to get -1, -3. Alright, then I want to find the relationship between QR and PQ. So this is 2, 6, right? So I factorize out the 2, I get 1, 3. No, I don't want to factorize out the 2. I factorize out the -2. So I get -1, -3. So what is -1 and -3? -1 and -3 basically is my PQ, right? Yep, this is the relationship between them. So I just plug in my PQ. Alright, does the vector QR and PQ are in the same direction? No, because -2 indicates opposite direction. Alright, because we know basically negative means opposite direction, right? Yeah, so yeah, you can use any way to actually tell it. What is -2? Yeah, -2 is a number I want to factorize because I want to find what's the relationship between QR and PQ. That means I must be able to sub my PQ or I must be able to sub PQ into QR or QR into the PQ. This is the reason why I factorize out the -2. How do you get PQ equals to PO plus OQ? This is additional law about vector. If you do not know why is PO plus OQ, go check out my basic vector video. Alright, what is -2? -2 basically means the skew here is longer but in the opposite direction. Example, this is A. Alright, so I have another one is double side of A but in the opposite direction. This is -2A. So this is the meaning of -2. Alright, because a lot of you ask what is -2. -2 basically means it's actually longer but in the opposite direction. But you ask me, are they parallel? Yes, they are parallel, but they are just not in the same direction. They're in the opposite directions. So the question 14a asks for relationship. Yeah, so this is their relationship. So basically, QR is equals to -2 PQ. This is their relationship. So basically, the QR is double of PQ. Just this is the relationship. You do not need to explain. Can you explain if locus is always normal? I do not understand what is the meaning of locus is always normal. Yeah, -2 is sort of the lambda. Yes, it's sort of the lambda. Yeah, it's a lambda. Yes. So, yep. So yeah, basically just like this. You're just trying to find QR, you find PQ, and then you find a relationship between them. Yeah, this kind of question maybe is not so common in SPM, but it's very common in IGCSE. So I actually do this kind of question quite many times before. Alright, this question, they will ask you to state two possible linear functions to represent the above relation. So basically f1/3 need to get 3. Then I want to see what equation I should use. Actually quite easy, and maybe I can say fx equals to 9x or fx equals to 1/3. My x must be 1/3. I will get 3 plus 8/3. Yeah, just like that. Because these two equations, if you sub in the 1/3 example, so f1/3 equals to 9 1/3. You're getting 3, right? So f1/3 equals to 1/3 plus 8/3 equals to 9/3. You get 3, right? Yeah, just write any of two equations. You can just form the equation by yourself. Yeah. Can fx equals to 2/3? Yeah, no. You must fx equals to something x, so that you can sub the x into that. Alright, the equation you just use some common sense to form. Actually, it's not too hard and nothing much I can teach. Yeah, just just form the equation. Alright, okay, fx equal to that one, f inverse x equal to 6. Alright, so how you got 9x? Okay, let me just slightly explain a little bit here. So I want to, this is what I'm thinking. I want to see 1 over 3 multiply what value I will get 3. Because later I kind of need to substitute into my fx equation. So therefore, I will need to find what is this a value here. Because my 1 over 3 need to multiply this a value so I can get 3. Then my a value is just move this one, 3 times 3. My a value is 9. So I know 1 over 3 need to multiply 9 in order to get 3. So therefore, this is how I get the 9x. And how do I get this one? I want to see like 1 over 3 plus a value, I should get 3. Then what's in my a value here? I do 3 minus 1 over 3. My a value is the 8 over 3. So therefore, I just sub in my a value. I will just say my fx equals to ax. And then my fx equals to a plus x. Alright, I just do multiply and plus even though you can just make this equation become even more difficult if you wanted to, or you can square it and whatsoever. As long as you sub in, you still get the 3, you should be okay. Yeah, some students ask, can fx equals to 27 and x power of 2? Yeah, you can. As long as you sub in 1 over 3 will give you 3, you can form any type of equation, but I just use the easiest one. Alright, so yeah, you can form any type of equation, but because this diagram actually show me one-to-one function. Okay, one-to-one function, I will try to avoid x squared. Because why? Because if I do the x squared, basically it's many-to-one function. So, but I'm not sure examiner will give mark or not. But if this is a linear function, I try to keep my x as power 1 will be better. Why not fx equals to 3 as a final answer? Yeah. Basically, fx equals to 3 cannot be your final answer because in order to get 3 must be f1 over 3. If you write fx equal to 3, sounds like any x value also can lead to 3. No. Just a specific x value which is 1 over 3 can lead to 3. Can 1 over x? No. Yes, can 1 over x. I guess 1 over x should be okay. Because 1 divided by 1 over 3, you get 3 also, right? Yeah, you can just test it yourself. Yeah. Alright, 16. Okay, for this kind of question, right, if you give me inverse function equal to some number, this kind of question, normally I will just avoid to do the inverse function because what? I will move my f inverse to the other side, become f6. Because I have the fx, right? So f6 is basically 6h plus 3 over 2. Make h as a subject. So I will move 2, become 2k. I will move my 3, become minus 3. I will move 6, become divide 6 equal to h. Alright, then I'm done already. It's quite simple. So basically, I can move my f inverse to the other side. It becomes f. Then I no need to do inverse function. You realize in this whole question, I didn't do inverse function, isn't it? Yep, you can do power negative 1 because power negative 1 equals to 1 over x. Okay, 17. Find the range of it. So, yeah, I will kind of need to expand it. Alright, so yeah, let's expand it. This is 2x squared plus 2x plus 5x plus 5. Alright, then this one should be the same. I simplified next step, x squared. Alright, move here, I get 3x squared, solve the x squared already. 7x minus 2x, so I get 5x. I solved the x already. Move the 7, negative 2. Then we'll factorize it. This is 3x and x, this is 2 and 1, positive and negative. So bigger than 0, we know actually going this two direction, right? Number line is negative 2 and 1 over 3. So my x must be bigger than 1 over 3. And x must be less or equals to negative 2. Alright, just like that. As long as you know about quadratic, it should be easy. Yeah, can you do the inverse function? Definitely you can do the inverse function. And then you do the inverse function already, then you sub in. Yeah, you can always do that, no problem. Yeah, actually, I do make a lot of video about this one. You can always go to my channel to check it out. Alright, show the graph of the quadratic function fx equals to x squared minus 4x, and yeah. So basically what I want to do is maybe, and then they says both functions have the same axis symmetry, right? So axis symmetry over here will be x equals to h. So because I have x squared minus 4x, so I kind of do the complement square for x squared minus 4x. I should be able to get x minus 2 squared minus 4. Alright, this is the complement square. So for this one, you can just try to do complement square yourself. This complement square tell me what? My axis symmetry over here is x equals to 2. Then I do the comparing over here. I know my h equals to 2. Alright, so then I want to find k. I have this coordinate is passing by, right? So I sub into the gx here. So gx equals to negative x minus 2 square plus k. So it's passing by the coordinate 0, 5. So I just sub my 0, 5 into here, I can get k. 5 equals to negative 0 minus 2 square plus k. So 5 equals to negative 4 plus k. K equals to 9. Alright, it should be quite easy if you understand what is this. Alright, next one. Okay, p and q are the root of the quadratic equation. Okay, we know sum of root basically is negative b over a, and product of root is basically c over a. So my root is p and q, right? So p plus q, sum of root basically means sum both of them, equals to negative b. This one let me just rearrange it. Minus 5x plus 1 equals 0. Okay, so my negative b is negative 5, which is positive 5. So 5 over 3. Alright, then my product of root, and then p multiplied q is c over a, which is 1 over 3. Alright, and then they give me the new root, ask me to form the new equation. Then I will have my new sum of root here. So same thing is 2p plus 2q. So I factorize is 2p plus q. And what is my p plus q here? 5 over 3. So equals to 10 over 3. Then I want to find my new product of root. So because my new root right now is 2p and 2q, isn't it? So I multiply 2p multiply 2q. So equals to 4pq. And what is my pq? 1 over 3. So this one basically equals to 4 over 3. And then I sub back to my general equation, x squared minus sum of root x plus product of root equals to 0. So it's x squared minus 10 over 3x plus 4 over 3 equals 0. Yep, this is my quadratic equation. It shouldn't be too hard over here. Isn't k the maximum value? Yep, k will be the maximum value. Okay, k is the maximum value, but I cannot get the maximum value straight away. So I use the coordinate 0, 5 to help me to find the maximum value. Yes, your maximum value is 9. Correct. So basically in this case, your maximum will be 2, 9. But I just borrow the y-intercept to help me to find the k value. Alright, because this curve, the maximum curve over here, they're only passing by one coordinate. There's no other information can actually help you to find k. This is the reason why I use the 0, 5 to help me to find k. But it doesn't indicate 5 is the maximum value. In fact, you see my k value is not 5, right? My k value is 9. It's higher than 5. Alright, so let's move on. Okay, 20 is given that the curve does not intersect. Okay, does not intersect means b squared minus 4ac less than 0. But before you want to do this one, what if multiply by 3 to get the whole number? Yeah, you can multiply by 3, no problem. So the marking scheme said that equation or equivalent. Equivalent means any equation is the same value one should be okay. Alright, so okay. So for this one, yeah, you want to do b squared minus 4ac. But before you want to do b squared minus 4ac, you kind of need to sub both equations into each other to form the general equation first. to form this one, then only you can take out your ABC, right? So you must sub one equation into the second equation, even though they does not intersect. Sounds like do not need to substitute into each other, but in fact you need to sub. One of the reason because you want to get the general equation to take out your A, B, and C. So I will do the substitution part. This is y equals to 2 plus x squared, isn't it? So I substitute, so it's 2 plus x squared equals to k minus 2kx. Alright, I will rearrange this thing, so I will become plus 2kx plus 2 minus k. So I actually rearrange into the pattern I want. So I know my a equals to 1, b equals to 2k, and c equals to 2 minus k. Alright, a, b, c. Alright, it shouldn't be too hard. Alright, then I sub into the b squared minus 4ac. b squared minus 4ac is less than 0. So 4k squared minus a, okay, plus 4k. Yep, less than 0. So I divide 4 for whole equation. So x squared minus 2 plus k less than 0. Yeah, I hope we can factorize. K squared plus k minus 2 less than 0. Is minus, should be okay. K, this is 2 and 1, positive and negative. Alright, and then because this is less than 0, so should be at between, isn't it? Between negative 2 and 1. So k should be between negative 2 and 1. This one will be my final answer. Alright, so this kind of question is not too hard as long as you know how to do. Not less than or equals to, no, cannot have the equal sign. Because if it equals to 0, it will intersect 1 point. If equals to 0, that means actually intersect 1 point. Mean does not intersect mean must be less than 0, cannot have the equal sign. Alright, so let me move on to the 21. Alright, this question is not too hard if you know how to do. Can separate the answer. Normally I will group them together because it's between, right? But if you separate, it still make the same answer, same value. I guess you will still get the full mark. Alright, this question, if you understand, is quite easy. This is 4m multiply 4 plus 4m multiply 4 square. 5.25, it should be 21 over 4. Alright, so this one you have 4 of 4 power of m and 16 of 4 power of m and 1 of 4 power of m. 16 plus 4 plus 1, 21. I have 21 4 power of m equals to 21 over 4. So 4 power of m equals to 1 over 4. 4 power of m equals to 4 power of negative 1. M equals to negative 1. Alright, quite easy if you know how to do this kind of questions. Can state the equation equals to 0 or not? No, cannot have the equal sign. Is b squared minus 4ac less than 0. Okay, but you will get equal to 0 at your general equation. Yeah, this one, yes, is equal to 0. But then this one must be less than 0. Okay. Alright, just in case, if let's say you do not understand what happened here, what you can do is you just let 4 power m equals to a. Example. So over here, you should have a plus 4a plus 16a equals to 21 over 4. Then you get 21a equals to 21 over 4. Then you will subtract the a equals to 4 power m. Then you should be able to do that. We can cancel the 21. Yeah, I just divide 21 for both sides. Yeah, I have quite a lot of log video. You can go check it out. It shows decimal or multiply. Not too sure. Yeah, basically just like this for these questions. Yeah, this one is 5.25, I guess. Yeah, it's 5.25 because exam will not do 5 multiply 25 for you, because 5 multiply 25 the examiner will straight away give you the number. Why the examiner want you to do 5 multiply 25? Not log. Yeah, you can use the log to do if you wanted to, but I'm not going to use the log because it's going to If you want to use log, there's plenty way. Yeah, you can use log, no problem if you do not understand. So m, it will become log 4, 1 over 4. And then m is equals to negative 1. Yeah, you can use log if you want. How to get 21 again? Basically, I plus all of them together. If you're not sure, you just okay, let me just do slowly. This is a plus a multiply 4 plus a multiply 16 equals to 21 over 4. Then a plus 4a plus 16a is 21a, isn't it? Equals to 21 over 4. 21a is 21, 4 power of m equals to 21 over 4. Then I divide 21, I will get this one, multiply 1 over 21, I simplify, I get 1 over 4. So 4 power of n equals to 4 power of negative 1. Then m equals to negative 1. Alright, I hope you get it. Are you doing paper 2 for MRSM? Yeah, if possible, yeah, I will do it if I have time. But I also want to see if paper 2 is like as easy as this paper, then maybe I will skip. Because yeah, no point to discuss the easy paper, right? So yeah, I try to discuss some hard paper so I can help you on those hard questions. Alright, this one, okay. I have log 975. First thing is I want to make 75 in terms of 3 and 5. This is what I will do. I will do prime factorization. So that means I use the 75 divided by 5, I will get 15. And then 15 I divide 5 again, I will get 3. That means I know 75 is formed by all the prime number here. 5 times 5 times 3. So I can say 75 is 5 squared times 3. Isn't it? Why I want to change the thing into the 5 and 3? Because I see here is log 3 and log 5. So basically I know later I kind of need to convert my 75 into the in terms of 5 and 3 so that I can sub in my P and Q. Alright, then I understand this one already. Then I understand both of them also is base R. So I will change to a log base R by changing the base. 75 right on the top, 9 right at the bottom. Alright, and my 75 is basically 5 squared multiply 3. My 9 over here basically is a 3 square. And we know log root power we can move to the front, right, is 2. Log R3 is equals to P. So this is 2P. Alright, this one is log R. Log root tell me that basically multiply is plus. Alright, then let me just continue here. 2 I move to the front. Log R5 is Q, so it's 2Q plus P over 2P. Done. Alright, basically it's a simple log here. I hope you should be able to understand. Please do Johor try paper 1. I already did one Johor paper. Yeah, maybe I will check out another one because some students say another one I say quite easy, so I'm not sure. I check out if it's hard, then it should be easier. Yeah, just now I accidentally spoke Mandarin. Yeah, because I'm not English speaker. So yeah. So I kind of need to make my brain process whatever I want to say in English. Yeah. Anyways, 3 more. Yes. So happy have 3 more only. So during the Merdeka Day celebrations, from 4 students from MRSM Putrajaya are invited to perform a choir. So the student will be arranged in the performs such that will be 21 participants in the 5th row, and the number of the participants in each of the subsequent row is 3 more than the persisting row. So basically the 5th row here is 21. So the next one will be plus 3, 24. The next one will be plus 3 again, 27, and so on. So over here, at least I know my D equals to 3 because it's plus 3, isn't it? So my D is 3. And I can find my A easily because T5 equals to 21. That means A plus N minus 1D equals to 21. So my A equals to 9. Alright, right now I got A and D already. When this question a bit tricky is, yeah, they ask about if you have 140 from 4 students, what is the maximum numbers of students actually can perform in the choir? So basically, I guess maybe we need to find about how many rows first. So okay, so I want to know how many rows. So I should know this 140 basically going to plus all the Tn, right? So basically I'm going to do Sn must be less or equals to 140. That means maximum is 140 here. So yeah, I cannot more than 140, but I can equals to 140, right? So therefore, I'm going to sub in the formula n over 2, 2a plus n minus 1 d, 140. Then I will kind of solve this equation. I move the 2 to the other side, 280. So 2 is gone. And I multiply in 18n. Then this is 3n, right? So plus 3n squared minus 3n. Alright, then I kind of solve this equation. Plus 15n minus 280 less or equals to 0. Alright, then because this number over here I cannot factorize, so I will just use the calculator over here to solve the EQN thing. So A is 3, B is 15, C is negative 280. And then the calculator basically tell me, because it's less or equal to 0, right? So it's basically you have like something like 7.48. And next one is, let's say I call 7.5, it doesn't matter. This one is negative 12.5. So I know my n value must be between negative 12.5 and 7.5. This is my n value. So my n value should be between here. So over here, because what I kind of need to know the maximum number. So the maximum number here, we know n must be integer because n is the number of row here. So must be integer. We cannot have 7.5 row over here. So we cannot take 8. Because we take 8 already more than our calculation. So we can only take 7. So n will be 7 for the maximum number of students. So when n equals to 7, I want to know how many students involved. So I will do S7. So it's 7 over 2, 2a plus n minus 1, 6. D plus n minus 1d. So I will just do this one again. Sorry, my a is 9, not 8. So 18 plus 18. Alright, and then times 7 over 2. So total student will be 126 students will participate in the choir. Alright, so teacher, don't we have to use the formula if you cannot? Yeah, you have to use the formula. I guess so. How many marks here? 4 marks. I am not sure they will give mark for the formula or not. So let me check the marking scheme, because sometimes they will allow you to like straight away factorize using the calculator, but I'm not like so sure over here. Yeah, actually over here they doesn't provide any mark for formula. So yeah, so I guess maybe you don't need to use the formula also can. Yeah, you can straight away type in the calculator because we have the calculator, right? What's the point of calculator, right? Yeah, we can always use the calculator to solve it. But actually the marking scheme they offer the easiest way. I mean they're just trying to use the first term keep on plus until close to 140. Yeah, I guess for paper 1 it's fine of not using the formula because it's only 4 marks. There's so many places that actually need to give mark. So if I mark this paper, you can find A, I will actually give you 1 mark, D, I will give you 1 mark over here, and then you get this equation, I will give maybe A and D is just 1 mark because 4 mark only. This equation I will give you 1 mark, and then you can get n value is 1 mark, final answer will be 1 mark. Yeah, so I don't think they will give you 1 mark or if you can know to use the formula. So I guess formula have no mark. Why the n is 18? N is not 18, n is 7. But why n is 7? Because n must be between this value, right? And then I want to take the maximum n here. And because n must be integer, right? Of course, I can take n, it will be 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. N cannot be negative lah. So even I have this one, maybe you change from 0 to 7.5, it make more sense because n cannot have negative. But then 7 will be the maximum number. Alright, so 24 here. Okay, the first term of the geometry progression is 16. All the terms are positive. Alright, so the product of the first term, so that means first term multiply the 8th term should equals to 4th term. Okay, according to these questions. So first term is basically A. 8th term is AR power of 7. And 4th term is AR power of 3. Find the sum of infinity. So over here I should be able to get R. So I divide A for both sides. I divide R cubed for, well, never mind. Alright, so A equals to R cubed over R power of 7. So A equals to 1 over R power of 4. I just cut them. And my A is basically 16. So R4 equals to 1 over 16. Then I forward it, R equals to 1 over 2. Because they say all is positive number, because R can be positive negative 1 over 2, but because they say R must be the all term is positive, so R must be positive. So sum of infinity equals to A over 1 minus R. My A is 16, 1 minus 1 over 2, so it's 32. Alright, this one actually is quite easy as long as you can understand the questions. It shouldn't be too hard over here. Slow down, sir. Yeah, so because this is easy, so I am not sure you need any help over there. So I actually do quite fast for the easy questions because yeah, there's no tricky as long as you know the formula for Tn is AR n minus 1. Teacher should be awarded. It's fine. Okay, last question over here. Alright, the diagram A actually shows the straight line graph obtained by plotting log 10y against x squared. So the variable x and y are related by the equation y equals to b, okay, just in case you cannot see, bx squared plus 2k according to the question here. Alright, so okay, so what I want to do is, I want to change it into this pattern because according to here, I can form one equation, right? Y equals to mx plus c. My y is a log 10y. My m is 7 minus 1 over 3 minus 0. My x will be x squared. My c will be 1. Alright, so you can see I get this equation from the graph itself. Alright, later I kind of need to like make this equation into this pattern lah. So therefore I get log 10y equals to 6 over 3, which is 2x squared plus 1. So to make this equation into this pattern, I kind of need to log 10 for both sides. So I'll do the log 10 for both sides. And then log rule tell me that the power I can move to the front, right? So it's x squared plus 2k multiply log 10b. Alright, I want to arrange in this pattern. So my log 10b going to multiply x squared become log 10b x squared plus 2k multiply with log 10b. Alright, from here you see log 10y, 2 equals to the log 10b because 2 is a gradient, isn't it? So log 10b equals to 2, b equals to 10 power of 2, b equals to 100. Alright, then this one equals to 1. 2k log 10b, log 10b equals to 2, right? We already know. So I just sub in 2 here, equals to 1. So k equals to 1 over 4 because 2 times 2 is 4, right? Done. Yes. Finish the 25 questions in 1 hour 40 minutes. Is there anything you want to ask? Yeah, linear law is one of the easiest topic. Make sure you must do this topic because it's quite easy. Yeah, so when do you celebrate the 70k subscriber? Yeah, some students ask me to do the Q&A section, and some actually ask me to do the meetup at McDonald's. No, I'm not sure because I'm quite a boring person, so I don't think the Q&A got thing to ask. Yeah, just let me think. Maybe I will do something. I don't know, but thanks for all your support lah. Yeah, basically like in this month, I basically each day I actually add 100 students. You can think like how amazing is it? Is it like each day I actually can add around 100 students each day. So like yeah, I guess a lot of you actually share my channel or tell your friend about my channel. So I'm so grateful about that. So are you teaching in school? No, I no longer teach in school already. I left school. You are Khan Academy. Yeah, Khan basically is my idol. Yeah, so I follow a lot of his methods. Yeah. So anyways, so I will do more live streaming lah. I know about 20 days before your SPM exam. Singapore paper is quite hard. The average question also harder than SPM. SPM you still have some simple question, but the Singapore one, like 80% of the question actually is quite hard. I would say Singapore paper is quite hard. But our K-Byte question, it will not lose to the Singapore question. Our K-Byte question sometimes can go a bit crazy also. Alright, so yeah, about 140 students right now. Okay, let me stop my screen recording.